Okay. Yeah, I wanted to do this video on eating called eating hardcore. I can hold one of these up and make the thumbnail and uh, yeah, make the thumbnail out of this. Just take the picture and put this down. So it's just making the thumbnail right quick. So I'm gonna take that picture and put it in the video, put it on the cover. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty interesting topic, a pretty good topic, because a lot of health and fitness and athletics and stuff like that. Diet is very important, extremely important. It's like the fuel. You are what you eat, and it makes a big difference in how you think and feel and perform and all that. Yeah, bodybuilding's pretty advanced in that, and then so is other sports. The big difference between bodybuilding and other sports is other sports it's more like competitive, like athletic competitive, going for something where bodybuilding is more like kind of like when the actual sport goes on, it's like a beauty pageant. Once the actual sport of itself, and they're like their performance, and they're feeling terrible and at an all-time low when they're on stage with that low body fat. Um, so that's it can be a little confusing because you think optimal performance and they look great, but they're actually cut the body fat down way lower than is like healthy and normal and functional and all that. But that's what they do to win in their sport. So like a lot of more like regular athletics and stuff like that, they need more body fat, not go down that low, because they also risk a lot of injury as well. Like you can't even think straight, and your risk of injury is a lot higher as well. But before the competition, they're training and competing and at healthier body fat levels and all that. But they're really notorious about the diet. I guess martial arts is maybe a little bit more secretive. It's more performance oriented, and then people also it varies. Some people run off some foods differently than others, and some people like feel really good on rice. Some people feel really good on oatmeal. Some people feel really good on potatoes, and so different foods kind of may affect people a little differently. But yeah, bodybuilding is really notorious for hard dieting. Like dieting is a, maybe the majority of the sport. Um, that's like where all the time and effort goes in because they go in and lift weights for a little bit, but then the rest of the time it's like you got to watch your diet. Um, and so a lot of like beginning bodybuilders and stuff like that, notorious for eating cans of tuna fish and like boiled chicken and plain vegetables and stuff like that, which is like takes a strength and discipline to be able to do that. Uh, but yeah, sometimes they can overdo that as well. Like you hear a lot of them say like, okay, I ate chicken and rice for 6 months straight. I'll never want to eat that stuff again. And so that's kind of a negative outcome for just kind of like general functionality and stuff like that. Um, so there's like a middle ground with that because it's really good to be able to eat really plain, dry, boring food, gross food, stuff like that. Because that way you're not, I guess you'd say, weak and dieting, spoiled or weak or something like that, and complaining. So then when you get food with a little flavor or something like that, then you're like, wow, this is really good. And also, if you're used to eating a certain way, like a lot of sweets, fried foods, Coke, Coca-Cola. I'm from Georgia. We call everything Coke, not pop or soda. Everything's Coke. But yeah, you eat a lot of that, and then you switch to like a cleaner diet. Then when you go back to the dirtier stuff, it's like it tastes different. It's like your taste buds change. They get overstimulated, something like that. Like it's like overstimulation of a lot of things, like like maybe something like an Oreo or something of that nature. Can kind of like fry out your sensitivity, kind of like with caffeine. People do too much caffeine, and then all of a sudden, um, they have a really high tolerance where just like little drinks stuff like that um, don't affect them as much. Where like 1 cup of coffee just doesn't do anything. They normally need like 3 cups of coffee. So also, uh, I was gonna say, yeah, the middle ground with that and getting stronger at the dieting. And these things also, it's also pretty difficult because like eating one of these right here takes a long time. And it takes like 5, 10, 15 minutes or something like that. The cat's over there. He's looking at me. He actually opened these up and he goes right for it. I wish I enjoyed it as much as he did. But yeah, it takes a long time and it's hard and difficult. It can be, especially if you don't enjoy it. But I think, but taste buds kind of have adapted or something like that to where it's no big deal. And I actually enjoy things like this a lot because it's ready. It stores like forever. Like it doesn't expire for like a year or two or something like that. And so you buy it and it's not going to go bad, and you don't have to cook it or anything like that as well. Um, so I got those, and then I actually like these little sleeves, some tuna as well. The can, something kind of tastes funny about the can, something weird about the can. I prefer those sleeves, but I actually have been eating cans of this stuff pretty often with the olive oil. I guess I'm starting to incorporate more olive oil. Historically, I didn't do a whole lot of that. I guess more like walnuts, like fish and walnuts and stuff like that, more primary fat sources. So with that, also want to talk about cutting out a macronutrient, which bodybuilders do. They may do like a lot of them do like high fat, high protein, no carbs, and some of them the older theory, which some people still do, is high carbs, protein, and low fat. And that works for a bodybuilding show, and it's good for maybe if you have a medical condition or something like that, and you need to lose some weight fast, or something like that. You can't exercise much or something like that. It may be pretty helpful. But most people, it's not a good idea to cut out macronutrients like fats or carbs because your body runs off of it and needs them for different things. So it's not a good idea, generally speaking, to cut that out for health or particularly performance. I think health, it might not be that bad to like lower your carbs a lot and not have a whole lot of carbs. Sometimes I have a high day, but if you're doing like fitness or something like that, you need a lot of carbs to run on. Um, uh, so I also wanted to talk about also. I was talking about the strength of dieting as well, and you hear about stuff in the army. They go on like hard missions, and then and and they're running on like MREs, like they hadn't had a hot meal in forever. Like it's just do like really hard work, and then you're eating difficult foods on top of that. It makes it more difficult. Uh, and so nutrition is such a vast and interesting subject. There's just so much to it because there's so many different foods and how they work in combination and how they affect your body, different vitamins and minerals and all that stuff. Um, so it's a really interesting subject, but uh, yeah, I was wanting to talk about that with the strength of dieting in the army. And so doing a lot of that where it's just like, oh, it just tastes terrible, it feels terrible, um, can strengthen you up in a way, but also it's something like healing and strengthening as well to have a hot cooked meal, as they say, or like like something with some cinnamon in it or something like that, some spices and flavor and stuff. So it's one of those things. It takes some experimenting around with and fooling around with and a lot of research and study. But I guess the main takeaway from this video is a lot of people baby themselves with dieting and stuff like that. To where if you just try to eat like really gross and strict for a little bit, then it makes you it can make you stronger overall. Not be so picky with your food. So that's the video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. Bye.